Okay, so with just 29 uploads, this creator has brought in 500 million views and makes well over 10K a month from uploading faceless YouTube videos. But that's not the only one. See this channel? They got 1.3 million subscribers and they've generated almost 700 million views. And that translates to well over $50,000. Now, not only are these channels completely faceless, but their videos, believe it or not, they're created 100% with AI. And that, ladies and gentlemen, that's exactly what I'm going to show you how to replicate in this video. I'm going to show you the full step-by-step blueprint on how to start a channel like this from scratch and create your first viral video. Now, for example, you see, I managed to create this video, which is 20 minutes of work only using AI tools. Now, before we get started, I created a free checklist that you can use to follow along with the video and save yourself some time. So it's in the top of the description. Just make sure to access that before continuing to watch. Okay, so the first thing you have to know about YouTube in order to succeed with faceless channels, you gotta know how retention works. And that's gonna make or break your video, literally. And if you master it, you have the key to going viral with 90% of the videos that you post. And I'm gonna get into this a little later on in the video, but there's actually a new AI tool that you can use to increase your retention. But first you gotta understand why it's important. Now, retention. Retention basically reflects how long your viewers watch your video. And if they start watching and immediately leave, you're gonna get a low retention and vice versa. It makes sense when you think about it. See, YouTube, they wanna keep its viewers on the platform for as long as possible. And so the main thing that the algorithm is going to be looking at is how long you can keep the viewer on their platform. And if you manage to keep a high retention, your video will go viral. Just take a look at this. So 1 year ago, I posted this video and that ended up getting 1 million views. And a few months later, I posted this video that got 17,000 views. Now the quality, it was better on the one that flopped, but it still performed worse. And if we take a look at both of the videos, the one that performed worse, it had like a 10% retention, which is really, really bad. While the video that got 1 million views had a 40% retention. Now, I'm not saying this is 100% of the reason, but it does play a huge role. So how do you get a high retention on your videos? This is where a solid storyline comes in. Your video should have a beginning, ending, and a storyline in between the two that connects them. Just think of it like a movie, right? All of them have a story where all the answers are revealed at the end of it. And we want to do the exact same thing. Here's one of my favorite YouTube videos of Logan Paul buying the world's most expensive Pokemon card. And the entire video is about this one card, but you don't get to see it, or you don't even know if he's gonna get his hands on it until like right around here, almost 7 out of the 9 minutes of the video. In this video, it ended up getting a 75% retention according to his editor that revealed it in a podcast. Now, the interesting part is that you nowadays can use AI to create a storyline that is proven to go viral. Now, we're going to be using a brand new AI tool called DeepSeek. And this tool, it's been all over social media in the last couple of months, and it can save you a lot of time when creating videos like this. The first thing you want to do is create an account on DeepSeek with your email address. And then what you want to do is to use this tool to create a storyline for our video. So to help you get started, I've created this prompt template, and that's going to get you a storyline that sounds like it's written by an actual writer. As you can see, I've left out the brackets for you to fill in with your own information about your own story. Now, here's an example of a prompt that I came up with that I'm going to use for this video. So for me, I chose a lively bunny as my character and loves to hop around as its behavior. So go ahead and pause the video here if you want to see exactly how I filled in the brackets. So yeah, just go ahead, fill out the template for yourself depending on your video topic, and then you want to just paste it into DeepSeek to generate it. And it's then going to generate a story based on your prompt. You then want to copy the entire thing and then paste it into a Google Doc. Make sure to proofread it a couple of times just to make sure that everything sounds human. Because, AI can sometimes generate stuff that feels really robotic, so you got to change that. Just remember, all of the viewers right now, they're really, really smart. And the viewers, they're going to catch on to an AI script so fast, and it's going to completely ruin the retention. Now, before I show you how to generate a crazy realistic AI voiceover, there's one question that I've been seeing over and over again in the comments of my videos. And that question is, what's the best move? A pre-monetized account or starting fresh? Now, the answer for you, if you're a beginner, it's starting fresh. And there's one very good reason to why this is. Just let me explain. You see, a monetized account, it means that you're going to earn money from your first post because the account has already been grown and approved in the partner program by someone else. And of course, that's a huge benefit, but the problem is that you're not going to earn any money whatsoever if you don't know how to get views. So if you're a beginner and you have a big budget, sure, go ahead. Definitely you can buy an account from websites like monetized profiles that are trusted. But if you're like most people and you only have a few $100 to move around, I think that you're going to be better off spending that on more content and learning how YouTube works. If you're interested, I put the link to the website where you can get an account below. And don't forget that you can use the promo code HowToAI for a discount. But really, hear me when I say this. If you're broke, focus on learning content. If you've got a bigger budget, only then it might be an option for you. So I hope that answers you guys' question. So let's move on to creating a perfect AI voiceover. So now we need to turn the script that we created into a voiceover, and we're going to use 11 Labs. So go ahead and head over there and paste in your script into this text box. And to the right, you're going to find a list of voices to choose from. Now here you're going to want to go with one that fits your story. For example, I'm going to go with Denzel for this one. Hit Generate Speech, and 11 Labs is going to turn the script into a voiceover. Now once it's generated, listen to the preview so that everything sounds good to you. And if it doesn't, you can go ahead and regenerate it a few times until you get a good result that you like.
Binky is a spirited little bunny who loves hopping through meadows.
Now once it's done, you're just going to want to click on this button over here to the right to download it to your computer. Now that the voiceover is ready, we can go ahead and move on to the next step, creating our visuals. Now creating visuals can be divided into 2 steps. First, we're going to use DeepSeek to generate static images that match the content in our script. We're then going to use a new AI tool to animate them into high-quality videos. The thing you need to do is to create image prompts in DeepSeek. I prepared this image prompt in the step-by-step document that's going to turn each part of your script into an image prompt that we can then generate in Leonardo AI. So go pick up the prompt, paste it into DeepSeek, and hit generate. You'll then get a bunch of image prompts. Now you're going to want to generate them one by one in an image generator. So to do that, go ahead and head over to Leonardo AI and first sign up for a free account with your email address. Now Leonardo AI, it's by far the best AI image generator out on the market right now, so that's why I always stick with it. Anyway, once you're on the homepage, go ahead and click on the big button in the middle that's going to take you to the image generator. Now, depending on the style you want on your images, you need to adjust these settings. Now I'm going to go with their standard model, Phoenix 1.0 is my preset, and then you're going to want to set the style to 3D render. And finally, it's very important that you set the image dimensions to 16:9 because that's the size of a standard YouTube video. Now all you got to do is head back over to DeepSeek and start generating the prompts one by one until you've generated all of them. You want to copy the first prompt, paste it into Leonardo, and hit generate, which will give us this result that's fitting our audience perfectly. Then you want to go ahead and repeat this exact process. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'm going to get back to you once I've done all of them.
A few minutes later.
Alright, so it's a few minutes later and I have all our visuals ready. We'll be using another tool to add motion to them, so you're going to need to download them by clicking on this button in the top right for each one of them. Next step, adding motion to the images. As some of you might already know, Leonardo does have a feature for this, but a lot of the times it doesn't look very realistic when there's too much going on in the image. So I went ahead and I actually found a new tool that does a much better job at animating images like this. It's called Pixverse, and it can actually create ultra-realistic animations that make Disney animators go bankrupt. So head over to Pixverse and create an account. Now they're actually just like Leonardo AI because they're going to give you a few free credits every day, so you probably might actually be able to get away with a free plan. So to animate the images, click on Create, and you're going to be taken to a page that kind of looks similar to Leonardo. What you want to do here is upload the first image that you created, and then you're going to write a little prompt, and you're going to explain how you want it to be animated. Now, under the prompt box, you'll have a few settings that you can adjust, but I'd actually recommend that you kind of just leave them the way that they are. Now go ahead and hit Create, and Pixverse is going to turn the image into a fully animated video. And as you can see, it looks really crisp and nice. And if you want to change anything, you can regenerate it a couple of times until you get the result that you want. Now finally, press the download button and you're all set. Just remember that you're going to have to repeat this process until you've animated all of the images. So now that we got that done, and before we move on to the next step, you're going to need to create your own background music. And I mean create it from scratch. Now I know, you probably know nothing about creating music, but that's fine, because a while ago, there was this new AI tool that was released that can create customized songs with only a few minutes of work. So instead of using some basic song that's been used thousands of times by other channels, we're going to create a customized song designed specifically for our video. Let me show you how it works. So we're going to use a new tool called Suno AI to create the song. And basically, you just enter a prompt describing the song that you want it to create. Now to get a good prompt for this, you're just going to want to open up DeepSeek again, and you're just going to ask for a description of a song that's going to fit the script it gave us earlier. Now copy that prompt, paste it into Suno, hit generate, and it'll have a song ready for you in only a few seconds. And here's how it turned out. And as you can hear, it actually sounds like it's been created by a real producer, but we just created it with a simple prompt instead. But if you don't like it, you can always regenerate it and give it another shot. And once you finally find the one that you like the best, make sure to download it to your computer. So after all of that, now we have all the assets ready. We got the voiceover, the visuals, and the music, and that's going to take us on to the next step, editing it all together in CapCut. So first thing, open up CapCut and create a new project. Then go ahead and click on the import button and add all of the assets, including the voiceover, the visuals, and the song that you just created. Start off by dragging the voiceover to the timeline. Now 11 Labs usually leaves a few pauses in there, so to increase the pace and make it flow a lot better, you're going to want to cut out all of these silent moments. So to do this, just use the razor tool and make 2 cuts around the silence like this. And then next, just highlight it and hit delete. Continue the exact same process throughout the entire video until you've removed all of the pauses in the voiceover. And now that the voiceover is ready, you want to start adding the visuals one by one. And for this, it's very important that you add them in the right order so that they're matching the voiceover. Now, you're probably going to have to listen to it, and you're going to have to crop each visual so that they're synced with each other. So I'm just going to go ahead and add this first one, and repeat the same process until I've added all of them. Now, sometimes the visual isn't long enough to cover the entire scene, but what most people do is that they duplicate it and show the exact same clip twice, which in my opinion, looks pretty cheap. But I actually have a solution for this. Now, ironically, you want to do the same thing I just told you not to do. Duplicate the clip. But instead of leaving it like this, you want to right-click on the second one and click on Reverse, because that way it's not going to look like the same clip shown twice, but instead it's looped. And once you have all the visuals in place, you're going to want to head over to the Transitions tab in the top left. And in this tab, you're going to find hundreds of transition templates that are going to make each cut a lot smoother. Some of them are looking a bit crazy, so I'd actually recommend that you go with something just clean and simple, like blur or fade transitions. Just drag the one that you want to use down to the timeline between the first two clips, and then you're going to go ahead and hit Apply to All to automatically add it between all of the clips. So for this next step, CapCut recently made it available only to the pro users. Now, it didn't used to be like this, but if you want to use this feature, you're going to have to get a pro subscription. And that feature is generating captions. Go to the top left, click on Captions, and then Generate. CapCut's then going to transcribe the entire voiceover and create captions. Now, right off the bat, they're going to have a pretty ugly template added to them, so I'd actually recommend that you spice them up with some animations. If you click on Templates, here to the right, you're going to find a bunch of pre-made animations to choose from. You can even edit the template under the Basic tab and change the font, the size, and all that stuff. Now, once you finish that, that's actually going to mean that all the visual stuff's done and that you can move on to the sound design. So with sound design, the first thing that you're going to want to do is add the song that we created in Suno by dragging it down below all of the layers. And make sure you adjust the volume so that it's not too loud, because you don't want the music to take over the voiceover. Now, once you adjust the volume, just make sure to listen to it a bunch of times to make sure that it sounds good. Now finally, there's one thing left for us to do, and that's going to make the entire video feel more alive, and that's adding sound effects. Now this can actually be pretty tough though if you've never done it before, because most people don't know where to get sound effects. You could actually go onto YouTube and search for them one by one, but that's extremely inefficient and it's really annoying. So I went ahead and I solved that problem for you. Now I've spent a lot of time in front of a computer screen editing my videos, so I've collected all the sound effects that I use inside of a folder that's now available for anyone to use it. And in the folder, you're going to have sound effects for whatever niche you're in. So if you want to skip the process of manually looking up sound effects, you'll find it inside of the step-by-step document. Okay, so I just went into the folder and I collected a few sound effects myself that I'm going to want to use for this video. I'm just going to go ahead and place them throughout the video like this, wherever I think that it fits, just so that the video is going to feel, more alive. And just a quick tip, you want to do the same thing here as with the song. You need to adjust the volume of them, because it's going to be really annoying for the viewer if they're, too loud. And after all of that, we can now finally export the video. Now make sure you set the resolution to 1080 and the FPS to 60 to render it in the highest possible quality. Once you've got all those in place, all that's left to do is hit the export button.
Binky is a spirited little bunny who loves hopping through meadows, chasing butterflies, and inventing games. But his adventure...
And that's pretty much it. That's the exact blueprint that this channel has been using to scale their channel to over 12K a month. However, even though they're making a good amount of money, they're still missing out on a lot of potential by not monetizing it in other ways other than ad revenue. Now, what most people actually get wrong is that they think that faceless channels make the majority of their money through ad revenue, which is usually just not the case. Ad revenue, it's a good little extra income, but there's so many more ways that you can monetize your channel these days to turn it into an actual business. And I've been running these faceless channels for over 2 years, and only about 5% of my total revenue comes from ad revenue, because there's this one monetization strategy that's even better. When you bring in crazy numbers of views on a channel like this, a lot of doors open up. This is when you want to start seeing your channel as a marketing platform. 100,000 views on a video is 100,000 potential customers. And if you're not selling anything, you're missing out on all that potential. So if you want to maximize your revenue, you have to start selling products. But it's not what you think. The best part is that you don't even have to create it yourself. Instead, you're going to be selling somebody else's product, earning commission on that, and you don't even have to deal with fulfillment, customer support, or anything like that. In this business, it's called affiliate marketing, and it's the main method that YouTube channels are using to make big money. Channels like the one we created in this video, they have a special opportunity. Because I've been looking around in the comments on other viral videos in this niche, and they get a lot of comments from people who are wondering how they're creating their videos and what tools they're using. And if you just have some basic affiliate marketing skills, you can turn these types of comments into revenue by placing an affiliate link to these tools in the description, which is exactly what I'm about to show you how to do. So let's use 11 Labs, the AI voiceover website, as an example. If you head over there and you click on your profile, in the bottom left corner, you're going to see this button that says Become an Affiliate. Now literally all you gotta do is click on Become an Affiliate, and they're gonna give you an affiliate link. Then every time someone signs up to 11 Labs through your affiliate link, you're gonna get a commission for it. So go around, continue collecting affiliate links from all of the tools that you use, and place them in the video description. I can't stress this enough. Monetization is often overlooked, but if you know how to do it correctly, you can scale your channel's revenue a lot faster, even if you don't have a huge following. I've used different methods like this to scale my faceless channels to over $1 million in revenue since 2023, and if I can do it, you can do it too. But I know this is a lot of information to throw at you all at once, and if you feel like all of this is just one big blur, I can help you. Recently, I started a one-on-one YouTube automation program where me and my team, we personally help you with everything that goes into starting a successful faceless business. I'm gonna help you create a channel, post your first videos, and set up all of the monetization methods that you're gonna need to make a full-time income from YouTube as quickly as possible. It sounds too good to be true, I know. And that's why the spaces, they're super limited so that I can actually focus on each individual student. And we only take on a few people every month, but if you feel that you're one of those people that's gonna put in their all to succeed with YouTube, go ahead and test your luck and apply for a spot. I put the link to sign up somewhere high up in the description, so go ahead and submit your application and I'm gonna be in touch. Anyways, that's it for this video. See ya.